Welcome to Westinghouse. At Westinghouse, safety is our #1 priority. So before you begin your visit, there are a few things we'd like you to know to ensure your safety, as well as the safety of others. The nuclear industry has the highest standards when it comes to safety, and that's why it's fundamental to everything that we do. Our nuclear safety culture is built on a collective commitment to emphasize safety over production in order to ensure the protection of people and the environment. This is something that we instill in all of our operations every day. Our nuclear safety culture involves 4 key elements: nuclear safety, industrial and personnel safety, radiological safety, and environmental safety. During your visit, you'll see that our behaviors and decisions demonstrate that safety always comes first. And we ask that you, as a visitor, place that same level of focus on safety. Finally, the content of this video applies to all visitors to this facility. Those who are contractors will receive additional, more detailed information immediately following this section of the video. You are about to enter the Westinghouse Nuclear Components Manufacturing Facility. We are one of the world's leading producers of large components for nuclear power plants, complete with manufacturing and testing capabilities for reactor vessel internals, control rod drive mechanisms, reactor coolant pumps, and related products. As an ISO 14001 certified facility, we are dedicated to protecting and sustaining the environment. So please be sure to do your part to consider the environment by recycling and reducing energy and water consumption while visiting our facility. Our employees, who include members of the International Brotherhood of Boilermakers, are dedicated to the safety and quality of all of our products. Should you like to review our environment, health, safety, and sustainability policy, please ask your escort or the security officer. Our facility has security officers staffed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they can be reached from any site phone at extension 7878. You may also dial security from a cell phone at 603-427-7878. When you sign in with security, you will be provided with a credential that identifies you as a visitor. You must return your credential and sign out prior to leaving the site every day. While on site, always wear your visitor credential on your outermost garment, facing forward between your neck and belt. If you are a visitor with an escorted access credential, you will also need to be escorted by a Westinghouse employee at all times. Be sure to remain close to your escort so that they can easily see and speak to you throughout the visit. If you become separated from your escort, contact security immediately at extension 7878 or 603-427-7878 by cell phone. During your visit, you must comply with all of our security requirements, including those related to prohibited articles. These requirements help to ensure a safe and secure environment for employees and visitors alike. In order to maintain a secure workplace, be sure any door that you enter or exit from is closed behind you. Never permit another person to follow you into a credential-secured area using your credential badge in. Safety is the top priority at Westinghouse, and we'd like to share with you some basic safety rules that you must follow to ensure that your visit is as safe as possible. They are: adhere to all signs and postings. Do not text or talk on a cell phone while walking. If you must use your phone for any reason, please step aside in a safe area. Use only designated walkways. Always hold the handrails on stairs. Put a lid on your cup to prevent spills. Never walk under overhead doors. Use only the pedestrian doors. Do not enter into any areas or cross any boundaries or barricades without the proper authorization. And lastly, drive and walk with caution in our parking lots and walkways. Please help maintain good housekeeping in all areas that you visit, which includes properly disposing of all waste materials, preferably by recycling. Also, please be aware that smoking is only permitted in designated smoking areas. No food or drink, such as gum, candy, or smokeless tobacco, is permitted in the shop areas. As this is a manufacturing facility, there are a lot of materials being moved around the floors and overhead. The work areas that you visit may have any of the following activities or hazards: overhead cranes, operating machinery, mobile equipment, forklifts and personnel carriers, uneven floors, air hoses and extension cords on floors, slippery surfaces, noise, people performing work around you. Please be on the lookout for people, forklifts, and cranes at all times. Stop and look around at all intersections and stay within the yellow lines while walking through the shop areas. There are several aspects of our facility that we would like to call special attention to before you begin your visit. Welding, cutting, heating, and grinding occur frequently throughout our operations. Please do not touch any metal as it is potentially hot or can cause a cut. Welding operations emit bright light, which can cause a serious eye injury. Always remain on the non-welding side of the welding screen and never look directly at the bright light of any welding operation. Visitors with pacemakers may be impacted by welding and magnetic motors and materials on site. Please advise your Westinghouse contact if you have a condition that could be affected by this, so you can be advised of the appropriate safety precautions to take. Radiographic testing is conducted at times at our site, and the areas are clearly marked. Please be aware of and follow any postings and barriers. In addition, visitors are not permitted to enter our radiographic testing facility without a Westinghouse site representative. Large components are frequently moved overhead, and when they are, you will hear a warning alarm and there will be safety barriers in place. Never cross a barrier unless authorized. Never stand or work under a suspended load. Your escort or site contact will advise you of any unique hazards in the area you will be visiting. All visitors to this site who wish to enter any industrial area must comply with our personal protective equipment requirements. At a minimum, you will be required to wear ANSI-compliant safety glasses with side shields. Regular glasses with or without side shields are not permitted. Safety shoes, steel toe or equivalent. Full-length pants. Sandals, open-toed shoes, or shoes without backs are not permitted in any industrial area. Certain areas of the facility may also require you to wear hearing protection or a hard hat. Disposable earplugs and hard hats are available at the main entrance to each facility. Some tasks may also require gloves. Your escort or site contact will inform you of the specific requirements for the areas that you visit. In addition, if your work with us calls for additional training or a briefing, your escort or site contact will convey any applicable safety requirements. Personal protective equipment will be provided to visitors who do not have the required equipment. Finally, necklaces, neckties, dangling earrings, scarves, and other loose clothing are not permitted above floor level or within 3 feet of operating machinery, as they can get caught in a machine and cause a serious injury. Let's take a moment to review some basic emergency procedures. In the event of an emergency alarm, your escort will communicate to you the correct and safe response. If you are unsure of what to do, ask an employee for directions. After exiting the facility, follow employees to the marked emergency evacuation area and check in with the evacuation leader. Follow all directions of the evacuation leader and do not re-enter the building or leave the property until the all clear has been given. If an emergency occurs that does not involve evacuation, you will be informed of the appropriate actions to take. To report an emergency, dial extension 7878 on any site phone or call security at 603-427-7878. If you are injured at any time during your visit, please notify your escort or site contact immediately. You will be instructed on the next steps you should take with your injury. Our safety culture depends on all of us, including our visitors. Before you begin your visit, we'd like to mention our human performance tools. These tools keep us safe and help us produce error-free work. Some of them may be useful to you too. For example, stop when you're unsure. If you are confronted with a situation that is unsafe, doesn't feel right, or isn't what you and your escort discussed, stop until you're certain that it's safe to proceed. In addition, if you observe a hazard, do not attempt to remove it yourself. Report the hazard to your site contact at once. Maintain situational awareness. Even in an office area, conditions may change or not be as expected. With lots of people, changing conditions, and many distractions, it's important to remain aware. If at any time you observe an unsafe condition or behavior, or suspect that decisions being made could lead to an unsafe condition or behavior, please share your concern with your escort or your site contact. Thanks for your attention and for helping us maintain a safe, secure environment. If you are a contractor, we would like you to please review the contractor safety video, which follows this video. We're glad you're here, and we want you to have a safe visit. Welcome to Westinghouse. As we discussed in the previous video, safety is our #1 priority at Westinghouse. As a contractor to our site, there are a few more things we'd like you to know to ensure your safety, as well as the safety of others. As a contract employee working here, you are required to follow all regulations, as well as Westinghouse policies and procedures, which include those specific to safety, fire prevention, and protection of the environment. Some work requires contractors to have a specific plan to assure safety at all times. Working at this site requires you to meet with your site contact prior to the start of your workday to discuss the safety and environmental items that pertain to your work. If at any time you are unsure of how to safely perform your work, stop work and discuss with your site contact how to proceed safely. While following all safety rules is important, there are some behaviors that are not acceptable at this site. Please be mindful that horseplay, practical jokes, and acts of vandalism are strictly forbidden. Failure to adhere to any regulation or Westinghouse policy or procedure, or engaging in horseplay, practical jokes, or acts of vandalism can result in immediate loss of site access. Contractors are required to bring all of their own equipment to the site that will enable safe and productive work. The equipment that you bring onto this site to work must always be in a safe, operable condition and meet all federal, state, and local laws, in addition to being compliant with our site policies and procedures. It is not permissible for contractors to borrow or use any Westinghouse equipment, including tools, aerial lifts, ladders, or fall protection. Please remember that where personal protective equipment is required, you must wear it at all times and wear it correctly. As you learned in our visitor video, you may not enter into any areas or cross any boundaries or barricades without the proper authorization. If your work involves creating a hazard, you must notify your site contact of the hazard, and you are required to protect the area with a suitable barricade and accompanying signage. This includes using effective guards for all floor openings, trenches, pits, and open manholes that would prevent someone from falling in. Work under any suspended load is prohibited, and careful precautions must be taken to either fully secure the load before work or ensure that no worker can pass under a suspended load at any time. If you are unsure of how to post an area to protect others, please discuss this with your site contact prior to starting work. While working here, you may find that some work requires you to obtain a special authorization in the form of a permit. If your work includes entry into a confined space, A permit is required. Prior to your work, please ensure that all equipment necessary to make a safe confined space entry is available, including rescue equipment, as Westinghouse does not provide this equipment. Only persons trained in confined space entry are permitted to enter a confined space. Permits must be posted at the entryway, and barricades must be in place so that others cannot enter the space. In addition, an attendant must be present outside the confined space entrance at all times that the confined space entry is taking place. We will alert contractors to any known dangers in a confined space. Contractors shall report any hazards that will be created or are encountered during the entry. Fire prevention is important at this site, and hot work permits are required before you can perform any activities involving welding, grinding, cutting, or burning. To obtain a hot work permit, discuss the need with your site contact, who will instruct you on who to contact. You must follow any conditions specified on the hot work permit. Furthermore, welding screens shall be used to prevent others from being exposed to welding flash. When it comes to electrical or other energized systems at this site, we adhere to strict controls and contractor adherence to lockout-tagout requirements at all times. Examples of this are electrical circuits, chemical drain lines, and air lines. You will be required to adhere to Westinghouse lockout-tagout procedures, including group lockout and any lock or tag encountered during your work. This includes ensuring that all energy sources are properly de-energized, locked, and tagged out, including verification methods to ensure complete worker protection. Westinghouse will provide you with all the information for the systems you are working on to ensure safe and effective lockout-tagout can take place. Please be aware that the use of tape, signs, or any other non-secure means to lockout-tagout is strictly prohibited and will result in immediate discharge from the site. Our strong nuclear safety culture includes being aware and adhering to all environmental regulations, site procedures and practices, and reporting any safety or environmental issues immediately to your site contact or security at 603-427-7878. To be sure that we protect the environment at all times, we ask that you do not abandon waste chemicals or materials in any area of this site. All waste materials must be removed from the site or disposed of properly per the direction of your site contact. Do not dispose of any chemical in the trash receptacles or dumpsters. Never pour chemicals down any drain. Finally, do not discharge any wastewaters without approval of the site environment, health, and safety team. There are also a few other important things you need to know about chemical safety when it comes to your work here. These will also help protect the environment as well as the safety of those who work here. First, any chemical that you are planning to use on site must be approved in advance by our Environment, Health, and Safety Group and have a safety data sheet with it. The safety data sheet must be readily available at all times to you and any site person. Any safety data sheet for chemicals at our site will be made available to you upon request. Please discuss this with your site contact or our Environment, Health, and Safety staff. As with all emergencies, in the event that there is a spill or chemical release, immediately call security at extension 7878 or 603-427-7878 from your cell phone. Do not attempt to clean up a spill unless you have been approved to do so by EHS and have approved spill control materials. Thanks again for your attention and for helping us maintain a safe, secure environment. We're glad you're partnering with us to achieve safe and quality work here at the Westinghouse Newington facility. Your safety is important to us, so if you observe an unsafe condition or behavior or suspect the decisions being made, please share your concern with your site contact or the site Environment, Health, and Safety team. This concludes our contractor safety video. Keep yourself and each other safe.